Hello and welcome to a Sunday Reflection. My name is Paul Harvey and this is Life, Passion and Business. We're about helping you explore, finding your passion for life and the work that you do. But it's so much more than that. It's about finding clues to the big life questions. What does it mean to be successful? What is the meaning of life? If you're looking for more, then join me on this journey where together we will discover through interviews, tools and tips how to live life full of meaning, passion and purpose. Hello and welcome to a reflection. On talking to a guest this week, we were exploring the idea of values and how when values are not being fulfilled, it leads to dissonance and a discomfort in an organisation. And it's really fascinating. I know so many people that have started working for an organisation or came into an organisation because it represented something for them. And then some way down the line, it can be 1 year, it can be several years, it can be revealed almost immediately that the values that you thought the organisation represented are no longer true. This actually also plays out in the press, in the media. You see it where a company has suddenly been found out to be doing something which goes against the values that people thought they were represented or thought they were applying, and they lose customers because of it. So values are a critical part of the human system, of the system that we use to determine quite a lot of our life actually. You probably will associate or have friends that have similar values to you. You will want to work in places with similar values. If you think politics is a value, left and right, there are values included in people of a political persuasion. I would think race has a value issue into it as well. Different values would apply to that. So the value metric that we use to measure our life is really critical. And here's the thing, I would imagine very few people, if you ask them, would be able to pin down or say what their values are. I know one of my big values is justice and fairness. Those two things are, when I see something that's unfair or unjust, it really rankles. I find it really absolutely triggers me. So I know they are very strong values for me. And I also have a strong value around caring for the planet. Now, that's not, caring for the planet is not a value, and I haven't quite defined what it is, but it's something to do with sustainability, I guess. So it's maybe inspired me to think about checking out my own values and doing some values work, because I think it's really critical to have to check in with that on a regular basis. You see, one advantage of knowing your value set is that you can measure things by it. So when you're looking for a job or looking for a new role, you can see if the company has shared values. And it's also the culture of the company will be those values. A company culture that they might encourage their salespeople to exaggerate, it would really ring the alarm bells for me. And that's the point, you see, is that those things, when you get involved in an organisation like that, it might be okay at the beginning, but after a while, it might start to grate. It might start to make you feel uncomfortable. How do you ascertain value? Right, so let's have a look at some groupings of values. So you might find integrity. There'll be a whole list of words under integrity for you. And they could be things like candor, honesty, dignity, respectability. They are all under integrity. There's achievement, is another set. There's loads of words on achievement. Intelligence, feelings, strength, spirituality, creativity, freedom, courage, order, enjoyment, presence, health. So that is a kind of a set of groups of words for you, and under each of those words will be a nuance of what is the real keyword for you. And if you can find that keyword, that will give you the real solid grounding of where your values sit. The idea here is to pick 1 or 2 words from each category and then try and hone them down to what is the perfect word that says it for you, or that means it for you. For example, under something like achievement, there would be words like development, drive, effectiveness, empowerment, endurance, excellence. Now, all of those words are about achievement, but they actually have different sides of achievement. Because drive and empowerment, while they're about achievement, they are one's personal and one's for other people. So you can see the difference, and that's why picking the word is really important. And really thinking about how you select that word is really relevant. And sometimes you may have to select a word and work with it. Think about it for a day. Use the word in your day. Think about how that word sits with you. And then you recognise, no, maybe that's not quite right. I need another word. So it's quite a job actually to unpick it. I think I got down to 15 values when I was doing it. And I found it quite difficult to pin it down any further than that. So I'm going to go away and do that. I'm actually going to do my values exercise this week because I think it would be really important or really useful for me to explore that again. So I would encourage anyone to do that because I think it's really, really useful to do that. Now, the other thing is, if you run a business, you can actually assign values and things to the business and they become part of the brand. So when you think of an organisation that has a brand consciousness, it will be down to the values. So fair trade might be something that a company aspires to. And its fairness is is the value the company is holding up. Honesty and those things might be things that the company is holding up. So they will become part of the brand, of the image of the brand. And as such, be part of the culture of the organisation. So at some point, someone has to determine what those values are. And so it's interesting how this values thing, which seems like just such a simple couple of words, actually has enormous power. And they have enormous power over us. So you might find friends and family where you have conflicting values. I have to say, COVID has brought out some really interesting dilemmas for me. I have some friends that have a very different viewpoint to myself on this, and it's made me feel quite uncomfortable. And obviously I'm not seeing those friends at the moment because I can't, but when all this the dust settles, it's going to make me reevaluate those relationships probably. Politics does the same, of course. Value stuff is really kind of a clever way of really getting to the heart of what's important to you, because that's what it is. These are the things that matter to you. These are part of what makes up your meaning, the meaning of life for you. And when you understand what your values are, you get a lot of clarity into what you think everything means. So that's my little thoughts for today. I hope that you find it useful. Do check out a values list somewhere and see what you discover. In the meantime, if you like this podcast or you're interested in helping us develop this podcast, do the podcast survey. Check it out. You'll find links to that at lifepassionatandbusiness.com. The survey is always there, and I would love to have your feedback on what you think we're doing well and what you think we could improve on. The 5 questions ebook and workbook are available. You can find them also on the website. It's a process that takes you through the 5 questions. Values are not in there yet, but I might go in there at some point. As always, if you are enjoying this podcast or any podcast, please support your content creators with likes, shares and reviews, because those reviews are really powerful and they really help out the podcast move forward. So as always, thank you for your time and attention, and I'll catch you later. All the best.